Hi guys, CNC Woodworker here with you now. Just a little frustrated. As you know, if you've been following my posts, I've been trying to do this plaque of the 10 Commandments for, well, seems like forever now. I know I've tried 6, 7, 8 times, if not more. I've lost count. And got an email the other day from John at the Inventables, and he was telling me that one of the things I needed to do, or no, I'm sorry, let me back up. On my error thing that comes up now on easel, one of the things it said to do was to increase your voltage to your stepper motors. Well, I had done that once, but it didn't seem to make that big a difference. So I went online, sent an email to John, asked him how do I know how much to set my voltage to. There's no way of telling. There's no, just no way. You don't know what you're adjusting, what you're doing when you turn those pots. He sent back an email, and in there he had included a link to a discussion on stepper motors and how to adjust the voltage to them all. And I went to that link and I read that and I said, okay, and I came back, opened up my Arduino here and looked at it and made an adjustment, and I thought, well, that's almost full now. So I checked. I did full max and full minimum and saw what the range was. I turned it all the way to maximum and then backed it off about 1/8 of a turn. I did that on all 3 stepper motors, and I started carving, and boy, everything was looking great. And I thought, oh boy, I've got it figured out here. My carving's coming up just fantastic. Now I'm going to step behind the camera, show you the carving that I was doing yesterday, and show you where everything went wrong. I think I know the solution to that problem, and I'm going to correct that here shortly. But here, let me get behind the camera and show you what I'm talking about. Let me get this zoomed in here. If you can see it or not, I need to move closer and then go up, so I can look down on this to show you, get this adjusted for you. That looks better. Again, I don't know how well this is going to come out. It always comes out on the video better, but if you're looking at the words here, you can see here everything is just spaced as evenly and perfectly as could be. One of the problems I was having before, the letters were running together and then they were writing over each other. The x-axis wasn't moving correctly. And this was going along great. Carved 9 of the 10 commandments. And then I come in and checked and got over here and I got to looking and I thought, what in the world is going on here? Words just carving on top of each other here. I said everything else was perfect. Everything was beautiful. I thought I finally got what I was trying to get. Well, I think I discovered my problem here. I had told you, let me back this out a little bit. I told you that I had wired my power cable off of my 611 here and in here like this, and I tie wrapped it all in here. And I think the problem is it's got over here toward this end. This became so tight and so stiff here that it interfered with the movement of my x-axis. At least that's what I think. That's the only other thing it could be. So I'm going to take and cut all this loose and come up with something different. Make sure that when I run this x-axis all the way over here, there's no binding on this up here. Right now there is, and I think that's what my problem was. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to replace that, flip this wood over, and right there's the binding where this cable comes in here. I think that's what was causing my problem. This was binding, keeping my free movement of my x-axis. At least that's the only other thing I can figure it was. So I'm going to redo all that, put more slack in that cable, and rerun this. I'll flip this board over and rerun this and Once that's done, I'll come back and show you the results, see if that fixed my problem. So we'll talk to you in a little bit. Okay guys, I'm back. You can see I have loosened up that power cord considerably, giving it a lot more slack, and used only about a third of the tie wraps that I used before. And on the back side of the Y-axis over there, I got the same amount of slack in it. Moved my power cable back about 8 inches, maybe 8 inches I'd say, and restrung everything. So we're going to see if this resolves my problem here. So I got to flip this board over, hook everything up, get everything turned on, computer cranked up, and we'll see what happens. Be back with you shortly. Well folks, I can finally report that I have a successful carving after 175 tries. It seems like that. 8 or 10 or 12, like I said, I have lost count. But that last flub up was these cables right here that was too tight, preventing the X-CARVE X-axis travel to the right hand side all the way. But right now the carving just looks very good. So what's left to do is go outside and mill this bottom side where I'd carved before, and take this 3/8 inch piece down to about 1/4 inch and cut off this end here, kind of match this end here. And because it's too close here and too close here to carve a 45-degree chamfer in it that I was going to on the top side, I think what I'll do is carve the chamfer on the bottom side, just to give the edges a little bit thinner piece, at least the look of a thinner piece. But boy, this has been a long, arduous process. I was beginning to wonder if I was ever going to get this done. But we have finally got a successful carving of my 10 Commandments plaque. Now I did this on the side by side. I did 5 here and 5 here. What I need to do is get me a larger piece, say a 30 inch by about 20 inch, and carve it 1 through 10 in the vertical. But that's going to require a much larger piece of wood than what I have available to me at the time being. But I'm happy. So wrap it up, the end results is: 1, I increased the voltage to my stepper motors all the way up to the maximum level, and then backed it off 1/8 of a turn. That took care of the problem where it was bunching up and riding over itself. And 2, cut some slack in that, put some slack in that power cord that I had tie wrapped up so tight that it wouldn't allow the X carriage to travel to the right all the way. So that's done. I'm going to go out in the garage and work on this piece of wood, get it finished up and get it stained up. And well, not stained, I'm going to put polyurethane on it and see what it looks like, and contemplate spraying black in on the letters. I don't know if I'm going to do that for sure or not, but I'm going to give it a thought and look at what I'm going to carve next. I got to figure that out. So for now, this is a CNC woodworker, happy, and gained a little more faith back into my X-CARVE. To tell you the truth, I was beginning to wonder. But it seems like the problems were problems I created. Not the X-CARVE's fault, but just that I had created problems. So, live and learn, as they say. So for now, it's a CNC woodworker. And remember, Enjoy your carving.